Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 7, entitled Knowledge of the Absolute, text number 1. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamanah Partha Yogam Unjanmadashrayah Asamshayam Samagram Mam Yadagna Shachitatshuno. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Translation. Now hear, O son of Pritha, Arjuna, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In this 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the nature of Krishna consciousness is fully described. Krishna is full in all opulences, and how he manifests such opulences is described herein. Also, 4 kinds of fortunate people who become attached to Krishna and 4 kinds of unfortunate people who never take to Krishna are described in this chapter. In the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the living entity has been described as non-material spirit soul, which is capable of elevating himself to self-realization by different types of yogas. At the end of the 6th chapter, it has been clearly stated that the steady concentration of the mind upon Krishna, or in other words, Krishna consciousness, is the highest form of all yoga. By concentrating one's mind upon Krishna, one is able to know the absolute truth completely, but not otherwise. Impersonal Brahma Jyoti or localized Paramatma realization is not perfect knowledge of the absolute truth, because it is partial. Full and scientific knowledge is Krishna, and everything is revealed to the person in Krishna consciousness. In complete Krishna consciousness, one knows that Krishna is ultimate knowledge beyond any doubt. Different types of yoga are only stepping stones on the path of Krishna consciousness. One who takes directly to Krishna consciousness automatically knows about Brahma Jyoti and Paramatma in full. By practicing of Krishna consciousness yoga, one can know everything in full, namely the absolute truth, the living entities, the material nature, and their manifestations with paraphernalia. One should therefore begin yoga practice as directed in the last verse of the 6th chapter. Concentration of the mind upon Krishna, the Supreme, is made possible by prescribed devotional service in 9 different forms, of which Shravanam is the first and most important. The Lord therefore says to Arjuna, Tat Shrunu, or hear from me. No one can be a greater authority than Krishna, and therefore by hearing from him, one receives the greatest opportunity for progress in Krishna consciousness. One has therefore to learn from Krishna directly, or from a pure devotee of Krishna, and not from a non-devotee upstart puffed up with academic education. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, this process of understanding Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, is described in the 2nd chapter of the 1st canto as follows. Shrunvatam sakata Krishna punyashravana kirtanaha hridayantasto hyapatrani vidunoti suhrutsatam nashtaprayesha badreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki tada rajastamo bhava kamalopadayasya ye chete teranaviddham Chitam satve prasidate evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vignanam mukta sanghasya chayate vidyate hridaya grantes chidyante sarva samshayaha kshiyante chasya karmani drushta evatmanishvare. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance. and thus material lust and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of asamshayam samagram, understanding of the Supreme Personality, of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Personality of Godhead. Bhagavad Gita 1.2.17 to 21. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna. The sense of Bhaktivedanta.
So means the absolute truth. You are absolute truth. Who can understand the absolute truth without your mercy? Just therefore Krishna is merciful to Arjuna, and therefore he said, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Maya Sakta Mana Prartha, my dear Arjuna, if you simply concentrate or meditate upon me, Krishna, Maya Sakta, Mayi Asakta. Mayi means unto me, Krishna. Mayi Asakta Mana, those who are attached to me, that is perfect yoga. That is yoga. The yogis, you have heard the names of so many yogis. Meditation. The meditation is good, but most of them do not know what is meditation. Most of them. How? That they do not meditate upon Krishna. Meditation means to fix up one's mind on the Supreme Personality of God. First of all, they do not know who is the Personality of God. But the yoga practice, according to Shastra, is that, here it is, Maya Sakta Mana Prartha Yogam. This is yoga. In other Vedic literature, that is also stated, the same thing. Dhyanavastita tadgatina manasa pasantinyam yogina. Yogi means who meditates. It is the business of the yogis to meditate. But if you do not know upon whom to meditate, then what is the meaning of your yoga? Therefore, I have seen practically in America, there are so many yoga societies. They close their eyes and I do not know what they are meditating, but I have seen they are snoring. And what they will do? This is yoga system. So don't be misled by this bluffers yoga system. Don't be misled. Here is yoga. Krishna, because yoga means to meditate upon the Supreme. Dhyanavastita tad gatina manasa. Mind fully absorbed, and they see Krishna or Narayana, or the same thing. Oh, Jang Brahma Varunanda Rudra Stunnanti Dibbhai Stabhai Vedai Shanga Pada Krama Upanishadai Gayanti Jang Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatina Manasa Pasanti Jang Yogina Jasyantangana Vidu Surasuragana Devaya Tasmai Namah. This is Vedic mantra. So, yoga means to think of Krishna. That is yoga. So, it is also confirmed in the 6th chapter. We are reading 7th chapter. Krishna says, Krishna taught Arjuna how to practice yoga. Then he concluded his teaching on the yoga that yoginamapi sarvesam madgata antaratmana sadhyavana bhajati yoma samijuktatamo mata. Who is the first class yogi? There are many different types of yogi. But who is the topmost yogi? Yoginam api sarvesam. Who is that? Madagata antaratmana. One who is thinking of me always. That is perfect yoga. So, that statement, that one who is thinking of me always, he is perfect yogi. So that is now being explained. It is the conclusion of the 6th chapter. And in 7th chapter, Krishna explains how you can think of Krishna 24 hours. This is being explained. Therefore he says, Maya saktamana prartha. How you can think of somebody else unless you are very much attached to him. Just like a boy is attached to some girl, or a girl is attached to some, that is natural. So when he becomes too much attached, he always, or she thinks always. Otherwise it is not possible. To come to this attachment platform, you have to learn how to love Krishna. Otherwise, how it is possible? Unless you love somebody, how can you think of him 24 hours? That is not possible. So this Maya Shakta, Krishna is summarily, but the Acharyas, they have defined how we can. We have got attachment. Every one of us got this propensity or the quality of attachment to others. The wife is attached to husband, husband is attached to wife, the son is attached to the father, father is attached to the son. Everyone. That attachment to increase, then to your family, to your community, to your society, to your country, to your nation. The attachment is there. You cannot say that I have no attachment for anything. That is not possible. When sannyasi means sat-nasi, one who has given up attachment for this false material world. That is the philosophy of Shankaracharya. He says, Brahma satta jagana mithya. Therefore, he is advising that you have got attachment for this material world. This is false. Brahma satta, jagan mithya. He simply explains the negative side. But Brahma satta, Brahma, the supreme, absolute truth is truth. So attachment for that. You cannot give up the attachment spirit, but you have to change the attachment. That is freedom. We have got so many attachments for this material world. You have to transfer that attachment for Krishna. Therefore Krishna says, Maya asakta manaparti. He doesn't say that you give up your attachment. How you can give up your attachment? That is not possible. He says, just transfer the attachment to me. So all of a sudden, to transfer the attachment to Krishna and give up our all attachment for this material world, that is called renounced order of life. That Krishna says you do this, but it is not so easy. It is not so easy. Therefore, we have to go to the person. Tadvijnanatham sa gurumeva abhigachet. This is the Shastra, Vedic injunction. That in order to learn that art, how to transfer your attachment to Krishna, you must approach to Guru. He will teach you. So this Krishna consciousness movement means that we are teaching people how to give up this material attachment and become attached to Krishna. Attachment cannot be given up. That is not possible. Attachment should be purified. That is what. That is, therefore, the bhakti definition is given by Narad Muni, sarvapadhi vinirmuktam tat paratena nirmalam rishikena rishikesa sevanam bhaktiruchat. Now, our attachment is on account of this designation. What is that designation? I am American, I am Englishman, I am Indian. These are all designations. Because the soul is neither Indian nor American nor this nor that. Soul is pure spirit soul. These are material designation according to the body. So, if we become purified, sarva upadhi vinirmuktam, that is called mukti. Mukti, the definition of mukti means hitya annatha rupam sarupena avasthiti. Because we are staying at the present moment in this material state, we have got so many material attachments. That is, we are staying in a different way. We are living in the bodily concept of life, and in relations with this body, we have got so many different attachments. So mukti means when you do not stay in the bodily concept of life, you stay in your original state of life. That is called mukti. Mukti does not mean that one has to acquire so many hands, so many legs. No. It is the change of consciousness. That is mukti. Just as Arjuna did. He was conscious in the beginning of the fight. He was conscious of his relatives, of his family, means bodily. But when he understood Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, he said, yes, karishe vachanam tava. In the beginning, he denied to fight. But when he understood Bhagavad Gita, he agreed, yes, I shall fight. Karishe vachanam tava. I am now full conscious. Nasto moho. This attachment, bodily attachment, is now finished. Krishna, it is now finished. Nasto moho sati labdhya. Because we forgot. I have already told that we are forgetful. This is our another nature. Now my forgetfulness is gone. Tat prasadat, by your mercy. You have taught me Bhagavad Gita. So by your mercy, my two things, that bodily attachment and misconception of life, is now gone. Now I know that I am your servant. I am your eternal servant. And it is my duty to carry out your order. Therefore I agree. Karishe vachanam tava. I shall now execute. You want me to fight? No consideration of my relatives or family, I shall fight with them. This is the conclusion about. So similarly, if you want actual life, this is a bhram or mithya life, this material life, means bodily concept of life. That I am this body and this family is mine, this country is mine, the community is mine, I have got to do for my family, I have got to do this, I have to go to this. So many. This is due to attachment. And this is all false attachment. Therefore, we have to transfer the attachment to Krishna. That is called Maya Saktamana Prartha. This is yoga system. How to transfer this attachment to Krishna. This is called Bhakti Yoga. And this is the first class yoga. You sit down there or stand there. Maya Saktamana Prartha. This is to be practiced. This yoga should be practiced. How to increase attachment for Krishna. Maya Saktamana Prartha Yogang Junjan. You have to practice this yoga. How? Madasraya, under me, or under my representative. Mat asraya. Mat means me, and asraya means taking shelter of. So either, but if you say, where is Krishna? No. Mat asraya means another thing. One who has taken of my shelter. That is devotee. Mat asraya. So either you take, that is not possible because Krishna is not yet present. He is present, but we have no eyes to see. Although he is present here in this deity, he is present here. But because we have no eyes to see, we are thinking this is made of stone. And some rascal will say that they are going to see some stone. Because we have no eyes to see. So we have to learn the art, how to see Krishna. How to see Krishna. So that practice, madasraya, if we want to learn this art, we have to take the shelter of the Goswamis or the devotees. The Rupa Goswami says how this asakti can be increased. He gives formula. Madasraya, Krishna says, either you take shelter of me directly or to a person who has taken shelter of me. Just an electric power, electric house, powerhouse may be long away, but if the electricity is coming through some where, and if you touch, immediately you will. Immediately in touch with the powerhouse. So either you touch the powerhouse or and where, insignificant, who is empowered by the powerhouse, you touch, you get the electricity. This is called parampara system. Madasra. Evang parampara praptam imang rajarsayo vidu yoganasta paranta. These are all explained. So, madasraya, as soon as we, because Krishna is not visible at the present moment, he is visible but we cannot see. So, we take asraya, shelter of his devotee. Therefore, Sri Rupa Goswami gives his formula how to become attached to Krishna. The first he says, Adau Shraddha. First of all, faith. The beginning. Just like you have come very kindly to this temple with some faith that here is the Krishna consciousness movement. Let us go there and see what they are doing out of inquisitiveness or something. That this is little faith. Now you have to increase this faith. This is required. Adau sadhya tato sadhu sangha. How you can increase the faith? Those who are actually engaged in Krishna consciousness, in devotional service, associate with them. Don't think that at home you'll be perfect. That is not possible. At home there is no such facilities. Here you will get the facilities. Here the devotees, they are actually following the instruction of Madasraya, one who was taking the shelter. They are rising early in the morning. At home you'll think, oh, what is early in the morning? Let me enjoy sleep. So there is no such facilities at home. Therefore this institution is started. If you are serious about Krishna consciousness, if you are serious about increasing your attachment for Krishna, then you should come and live with the devotees. Adau sadhya tatu sadhu sangha and tatu bhajana kriya. But sadhu sangha, now they are chanting, they are having Mangalarati, they are decorating the deity, so many things. Everyone who will associate will see, and then he will be inclined to be initiated. This is our practical experience. They will submit, please let me be initiated. This is called bhajana kriya. Bhajana Kriya means if he is serious about Bhajana Kriya, how to worship, then anartha nivittisya. Anartha means we have learned so many nonsense things. They can be summarized in 4 items. Illicit sex, intoxication, gambling and meat eating. So anartha nivittisya. If you accept bhajana kriya, the activities of devotional service, then these things will be vanished. Then, when you are purified, as I have said, that sarvapadhi vinirmuktam, when he is free from all these material bad habits, he is mukta, he is liberated. Then ado saddha tato sadhu sangha tato bhajana kriya tato anartha nivit tato nishtha. Then your faith, beginning was the faith, this faith becomes established. You can know what can move you. Tato nishtha, tato ruchi. Then you get some taste how Krishna consciousness is sweet. Tato nishtha, tato ruchi. Tatha shakti, then attachment. Unless you get taste, how you can be attached to Krishna? So these are the processes. So Krishna is saying, summarize, they have explained by the Maya, Madhasra, those are devotees. So in this way, we have to increase our attachment for Krishna, and when we increase our attachment for Krishna, then Krishna says, asangsayang samagrang mam jatha jnasasi tatchinu. Now everyone has got some doubt whether there is God or not, whether God is person or impersonal, whether he is something. He has no idea. In any religion, you ask him, what do you know about God? That he cannot explain. Because he is not in the platform. How can we understand God? That is not possible. It is not. But we are confident what is God, what is his father's name, what is his name, what is his address, everything. No sangsaya, no doubt, everything complete. Asangsaya. We are confident that we are going to Krishna, back to home, back to garden. There is no doubt, asangsaya. And samagram, samagram means full. What is God meant? Asangsaya.